Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, the Midlife Makeover Coach, and it's time for your Monday morning boost. And today I want to talk to you about another kind of energy drainer, what I call tolerations, and specifically tolerations in our relationships. So let's talk about this. Like, what are you tolerating? In other words, what things are you putting up with that you really don't want to put up with, but you just feel like you need to hang in there, or it's not so bad, or whatever you're saying in your mind, dialoguing in your mind to try to survive the situation. So here, some examples of tolerations in relationships are when we feel blamed a lot for things, whether really those things are our responsibility or not. Or maybe you're very criticized in your relationship and you feel like you can't do anything right. And or maybe your partner or spouse is someone who struggles with drinking problems or drug usage, and they end up getting drunk or high on a regular basis and are just not present or even safe to be around all the time. Maybe you're tolerating some financial deceit or abuse. Maybe you've got someone in your life who overspends, outside of the budget, or makes purchases without really consulting with you that are pretty major and might put you in some kind of financial, hard place. Sometimes our relationships feel very one-sided, like you're always the one giving, you're always the one trying, you're always the one apologizing. So that one-sidedness can be a really difficult toleration. And then sometimes maybe you're dealing with like a lack of honesty from that person. Maybe you're not sure that you can really trust them to be dependable or reliable or tell you the truth about what's happening or what's going on. And a big one I hear about a lot is not feeling appreciated. That people just are often feeling taken for granted in their relationships. And for some people, there's no affection, no intimacy, or at least not the level that they really, really want that. So these are just some examples of things that people tend to tolerate in relationships, committed relationships, that they're really wanting to make work, that they're really wanting to, survive in the relationship. And so what do we do? How do we know whether to stay in the relationship or go? Well, I know I went through this in my marriage where there were many things that I felt like I was tolerating, and I'm sure he felt like he was tolerating some things from me too. And for me, it was a long-term effort to create a healthy relationship. It was a long-term effort to, do whatever we could to try to have healthier dynamics between us. But what I found was that I was the one trying, I was the one begging, I was the one asking, I was the one reading the books and going to therapy and attempting this and that. And that it was very one-sided on my part, and that he really did not agree that we had those problems or that he needed to do anything about them because he didn't really feel like they existed. And so for me, it was about weighing ultimately, can I be healthy in the context of this relationship and really live the life that I feel called to live? Am I able to do that in the context of this relationship and tolerate these things that are just realities between us that are not going to change? Or am I going to need to make some pretty tough decisions to create my life in a way that feels healthy and long-term, able to last the long term? And ultimately for me, I decided to end the relationship and create the life on my own that felt healthy and where I felt like I could live out my life as I was called to live it. That may not be what you need to do. It's important to ask yourself, can I be myself? Can I live the life I feel drawn to live while remaining in this relationship despite the things that I'm tolerating? Or can we do anything about those places in our relationship where we're falling short so there isn't so much negativity to tolerate, right? But maybe we can learn some new ways of being, or really enhance our communication, or create more intimacy or playfulness instead of the negativity. So I would weigh the balances for you, really look at what you are tolerating, and ask yourself, can we do anything about this if we work on this? Or can I learn to manage this differently in such a way that I really can remain and have a happy, healthy life despite these things that we've been through? And ask yourself that, because life is really short, and it is very draining to be in a relationship where you feel like you're giving and you're not receiving, or you're feeling like it's a constant battle, or that you're living with an enemy instead of someone that should feel more like a best friend and someone you can really count on. So, and the thing is, with long-term draining experiences, sometimes we can even end up getting physically sick or mentally, really compromised or emotionally ill. And then other areas of our life will start to dismantle as well. So you want to really weigh where you're at, weigh how it feels, weigh what the possibilities are for change, and then imagine what you could do if you did decide that you needed to completely remove yourself from that. And sometimes that's what energy drainers, that is the result that's needed. Just like sometimes we need to throw food out that's rotten, sometimes, or clothes that no longer fit. Sometimes we need to release people from our lives and wish them well and give ourselves a fresh start. Only you can know that, but just look at those tolerations and remember that it's your job to live your life and to be happy and to live the life you feel called to live. Have a great day.